a downed American fighter that violated Swiss airspace and attacked local aircraft in 1944. Shoot first, ask questions later. Friendly fire is a tragic reality in every conflict. Shoot first, ask later. Friendly fire happens in every war. The final of the FA Cup, Cardiff City versus Arsenal, April 23, 1927. Police at Wembley literally make their way over fans' heads to their service spots. On October 15, 1917, Mata Hari, a dancer of Oriental dances and the most romanticized spy of the 20th century, was executed for espionage on behalf of Germany. Mata Hari asked not to have her hands tied and no blindfold placed on her eyes. She blew a kiss to the executioners and said, "I'm ready, gentlemen." The wedding of oil magnate Howard Marshall II and American supermodel Anna Nicole Smith, 1994. The fashionable vice of the Victorian era, opium addiction, which began in China. The English facilitated this trade, preferring to pay with opium instead of silver for tea. Photo from 1865. Black humor from Austro-Hungarian pilots. Students at Augustana College react to the not guilty verdict of O.J. Simpson's murder trial, October 3, 1995. Josephine Garris Cochrane, the woman who invented the dishwasher, early 20th century. A contest for the most elegant smoking style in Paris, 1932. In the summer of 2009, over 20,000 dogs were killed in the Chinese province of Shanxi by government order. Earlier, in 1983, a special decree was passed in Beijing to destroy all domestic animals as they polluted the environment. Even earlier, domestic cats and dogs were declared symbols of uselessness and were destroyed. This heartbreaking photograph was taken by Duncan Cameron in the Northumberland Strait in 1969. Afterward, many countries banned the import of fur from Canada, and as the then Prime Minister of Canada admitted, this photograph formed a negative image of Canada in the eyes of many people worldwide. My mental pain is unbearable, the same unresolved question. If my gun took people's lives, then I am guilty of their deaths. This was written in his last letter before his death by Mikhail Kalashnikov, the creator of the legendary AK-47. November 11th, 1989. West Berliners watch people tearing down a section of the Berlin Wall to open a new border crossing. Night fishing in Hawaii, where bright lights attract fish to the shallows, 1968. A smile just days before being sent to the Auschwitz gas chamber. Thousands of Union and Confederate Civil War veterans shake hands to honor the fallen and promote reconciliation between former enemies. USA, 1913. The Football War, 1969. The direct cause of the war was Honduras's loss to El Salvador in playoff matches for the 1970 FIFA World Cup. Annette Kellerman demonstrates a women's swimsuit in 1907. She would later be arrested for indecency. Unemployed man who sold space on his bald head for a sports magazine ad, Hungary, 1939. The felling of massive sequoia trees in the USA, early 20th century. In 1950, the Ortho Company noticed a drop in demand for ammonium sulfate and decided it was time for a bold change in advertising strategy. August 17, 1896, saw the first recorded pedestrian accident in the world. This marked the beginning of fatal traffic accidents. Special license plates for habitual offenders with distinctive badges greatly simplified police work. USA, 1939. Japanese pilot Yamamura is the only kamikaze to escape death 3 times. First, he was shot down, but saved by fishermen. Then the mission was canceled by bad weather, and a 3rd time he was forced to return by technical malfunctions. The Arkatico Bridge in Greece, built during the Mycenaean civilization, from the 16th to the 11th centuries BCE, is one of the oldest arch bridges in the world and the oldest bridge in Europe. Soviet whalers transport dead animals to the whaling base, USSR, 1960. A Christmas party in Badagry, Nigeria. Martin Luther King Jr. and his son removing a burned cross from their yard, 1960. Soldiers during a break between battles, April 1943. The final moments of a kamikaze dive on the aircraft carrier Lexington, 1944. On the right with hipster mustache, Adolf Hitler himself. Photo taken around 1916. Chains used on patients in old psychiatric asylums. M3 submachine gun with a curved barrel for shooting around corners, USA, 1953. Marilyn Monroe's last photo shoot, 3 weeks before her death, USA, 1962. These kinds of doors helped alcoholics of the past find the keyhole after their alcoholic procedures. The horror of knowing you're about to die was the final reality for Auschwitz victims. Deceived into entering what they thought were showers, they were trapped in gas chambers. This photo shows the scratch marks from their nails, a testament to their final, horrifying realization as they died. German concentration camp, circa 1940. This pensioner dreamed of jumping off Niagara Falls in a barrel her entire youth, and in 1901, at the age of 63, she fulfilled her dream. Happy people embarking on their last journey on the Titanic, 1912. An outraged woman, Paris, 1948. The last male northern white rhino, guarded by soldiers until his death in Kenya in 2018. The 2 remaining females live under 24-hour protection but cannot reproduce, marking the tragic end of an entire subspecies. A failed assassination attempt on Hitler occurred in 1944 during a flight from Prussia to Berlin. He was given explosives disguised as cognac, but they did not detonate and the plane landed safely. A priest reads prayers over the bodies of Titanic victims aboard a British ship, North Atlantic, 1912. KGB officers arresting radar and aviation engineer Adolf Tolkachev, USSR, 1985. He managed to pass 54 top-secret developments to the United States, receiving in total 789,500 rubles and about $2 million kept in a foreign account for a possible escape. Tolkachev was executed in 1986. German trench-digging machine, World War I, 1918. A forest truck accident where a log pierced a passenger car, Buffalo, New York, 1929. Poverty in the Victorian era. A crippled, polio-stricken match seller survives in London streets circa 1900. Quarantine warehouses for people infected with the Spanish flu, 1918. Technology used in Indian Air Force air parades, 1970. Gerard Omel, one of the most famous mountaineers who had repeatedly climbed Everest and other great peaks, died after falling from a 2-meter ladder while changing a light bulb at home. Kenyan President Daniel Arap Moi burns 12 tons of ivory confiscated from poachers. Kenya, 1989. A rare photo of North Korean leader Kim Il-sung showing a tumor on his neck. Photographers were prohibited from photographing the right side of his face. Late 1980s. Looted Inca Cemetery, Peru, 1973. British women working in munitions factories were nicknamed canaries because TNT exposure turned their skin yellow. This toxic work caused severe liver damage, yet they produced 80% of the UK's WWI weaponry. Testing of an atomic bomb visible from Las Vegas, 1950s. In 1938, London post offices allowed mailing ducks, rabbits, etc. Ended when blood-stained packages started arriving. Rudolf Höss, architect of Auschwitz, before being hanged near the crematorium. The mummified monarch and his daughter who died in 1080, Mont Saint-Michel Castle, Normandy, France. A homing pigeon being released from a tank during battle. World War I, August 9, 1918. Only 3 people in the USA were qualified to manually pack parachutes for Apollo 15. Their experience was so important that they were not allowed to travel together in one car out of fear that a car accident could jeopardize the entire space program. Owen Baggett, the pilot who shot down an enemy plane with a pistol by shooting the pilot in the head while ejecting via parachute. The 1,000-yard stare, USMC Private Theodore J. Miller is helped aboard a ship after intense combat on Eniwetok Atoll. Miller was KIA a month later, 1944. Unusual dog transport method, Paris, 1920s. A German man accused of having relations with a Jewish woman. The caption reads, "I am a race defiler." Germany, 1935. Feminist cat, 1910s. A demonstration of pornographic pictures. Beijing, 1874. During the settlement of the western regions of North America, there were mostly men living there. In the photo, 4 men from Montana posted a notice on their house saying they were looking for wives. Early 20th century. Foreskin or death. A Pakistani soldier checks whether a man is circumcised, i.e., whether he is Hindu or not, during the Bangladesh War of Independence, 1971. Finnish blacksmith Pertti Mäki stands in line all night to become the first buyer of a bottle of vodka after the end of Prohibition, April 5th, 1932. Frederick Zugibe, an American pathologist conducting research to understand how the crucifixion of Jesus Christ occurred, 1984. The bathtub of Russian Emperor Alexander I. At the start of a combined race of dogs and women, USA, 1927. It turned out that the American command had planned to drop not 2, but 15 nuclear bombs on Japan. But the unexpected Japanese decision to surrender on August 15, 1945, halted the shipment of plutonium that was already on its way to Japan. A sign with a quote from Hitler, "Give me 5 years and you will not recognize Germany." Berlin, 1945. Dolce & Gabbana advertising campaign, 1987. The longest recorded work career, Japanese man Shigesio Izumi worked 98 years on a beet plantation, retiring at 105. Hachiko with his owner, Professor Ueno, 1924. A farmer caught a wild pig that was eating his dogs, Australia, 1980. Saving Private Donkey. A French Legion soldier during the Algerian War carries a wounded donkey back to base, 1958. The donkey survived and became the base's mascot, named Bambi. Matador Alvaro Munero, in the middle of a fight, suddenly sat down at the edge of the arena in remorse. Later, Alvaro confessed, "Suddenly I saw not horns, but the eyes of the bull. He just stood there, looking, not trying to attack. In his eyes, full of innocence, I saw a plea for help. Reading this, I felt like the worst creature on earth and stopped the fight." Audience reaction to a scene from Alien when the monster bursts out of the chest, 1979. A device for breaking the wrists of heretics, invented by Christian priests in the 15th century. It was used to break the arms of heretics. Men in shorts and cowboy boots serving women at a gas station in Texas, 1940s. Dogs line up for a dose of coca leaf extract for an experiment, Peru, 1950. Korean soldier Yang Kyong-jong, who fought for 3 armies during World War II, Japan, the Soviet Union, and Germany. In 1954, 19-month-old Michael wandered out of his yard. His tiny footprints led straight to the vast, unforgiving Pacific Ocean. The parents' hope quickly turned to heartbreaking despair. Tsutomu Yamaguchi survived the explosion in Hiroshima, left for work in Nagasaki, and 3 days later survived the bombing there too. Firefighters seal off an oil well during firefighting efforts in Kuwait oil fields, 1991. A break for tennis players, 1930. A man guards his house during mass riots over racial segregation, Chicago, 1919. Archduke Franz Ferdinand and his wife arrive in Sarajevo, 1914. This before and after photograph shows the devastating consequences of lobotomy. The before photo shows a person full of emotion. The after photo shows the consequences of the treatment. In 1931, the Bulu tribe of Cameroon, upon learning of the Great Depression in the U.S., raised $3.77 to help starving American families. It is their desire to help that is noteworthy, not the meager sum. The symbol of the Ku Klux Klan became white suits and masks. Klan members burned crosses and terrorized their victims. In total, over 130,000 black people, Jews, and Asians suffered. The Klan was only definitively disbanded in 1944. Happy New Year, 1907. A photo of 2 NASA engineers inside a hangar the size of a 10-story building, where blocks with flaps guide the air around the aerodynamic tube at the Ames Research Center, 1960. A German motorcyclist on Russian roads, 1941. Girls learning golf using a mechanical trainer, 1925. 19th century American slave advertisement. For sale, a cargo of 94 excellent, healthy Negroes, 39 men, 15 boys, 24 women, and 16 girls. Just arrived on the Brigantine Dembia. In 2016, U.S. student Otto Warmbier was sentenced to 15 years in North Korea for stealing a poster. Returned to the U.S. a year later in a coma with severe brain damage, he died days later. Shockingly, North Korea demanded a $2 million bill for his medical care. 21 Sikh Indians fought against 10,000 Afghans at the Battle of Saragarhi on September 12, 1897. They all died, but the casualties among the Afghans exceeded 600. Whether this clip sparked joy, anger, or just a bit of annoyance, I want to hear your thoughts below. Stick around for part 2 coming soon. Please hit like and subscribe to support the channel. See you!